Hey everyone, and welcome to CineMike. Welcome back to the channel everyone. So guys, in today's video, it's going to be a deep dive into my Arrow video collection, which you can all see behind me. And it's going to be all about how I organise the collection, my personal way of displaying them on the shelf. I have hundreds and hundreds of titles in this collection. It's probably the thing I'm the most known for. The reason for this video is I've been getting so many comments, especially DMs as well, over on CineMike on Instagram. If you don't follow me there already, make sure you do. Basically saying, Michael, what's your background? Michael, how do you organise your Arrow stuff? Michael, how many Arrow video titles do you have? I just thought, let's kind of answer all of those questions all together, show you exactly what my collection looks like, how I display it, and my personal kind of order of it in the collection. Before we take a deeper dive and closer look at the shelves behind me, I do just kind of want to show the types of Arrow Blu-rays that I do collect, the different shapes, the sizes, the versions that they come in, and as to how I display those on the shelf. So of course, Arrow Video are known for many things, but they do release many different versions of Blu-rays. For example, they do your traditional kind of box set. This is my George A. Romero Between Night and Dawn box set. In terms of packaging, this is quite a normal looking box set from them. There's a lot of these in my collection. I'll show how I do those shortly too. Of course, probably their more famous products are their limited edition box set editions, which don't come in a traditional kind of box set size. They do come in these hardback boxes, which come with cases, booklets, often limited edition, often very sought after as well. I've got many of these in my collection. We also have steelbooks in the collection too. Again, this is what I like to put in protective sleeves, especially for the slightly more expensive ones, because we definitely don't want these getting scratched at all on the shelf. Of course, they do their limited edition slipcovers, as well as their standard amores as well. I'm going to be showing exactly how I display these on my shelf. So guys, switching over to a more vlog style approach when it comes to the shelves themselves. This bit up here, due to the way I frame my videos, you guys often only see this top line of the limited editions and lower. You never actually see what's on top, because I've had many questions being like, Michael, you don't actually collect any of Arrow's box sets. I can't see any of them on the shelf. I do, they're just hidden. They're all at the top. So let's take a closer look at exactly how I display them. And here we are. Here is a slightly clear view of exactly what my shelves look like. Now, these box sets are not actually placed on an allocated shelf, as you can see. The rest of my collection is. They all have their own kind of boxes as well. These box sets, just due to space and the fact I want them on display, these are just balanced on top. I do have enough space, which is kind of perfect because the shelf is very secure against the wall. Not only that, it's nice and flat, so it doesn't jut the box sets. If you see one that is standing slightly taller than the other, that is just simply the shape of the box. That's nothing to do with the shelf at all. Because it is very secure with these supports here, it keeps the wood from warping. So depending on what your shelves look like, guys, and depending how secure they are, I wouldn't necessarily risk having that many box sets on top. I personally can put them up there with confidence because, like I said, this is secured against the wall, and not only that, it's straight along and it's got these supports stopping the wood from warping or bending down at all. I've even had to turn some box sets, such as the Enter the Video Store Arrow box set, on its side. Now, in an ideal world, I would absolutely love to have this box set on display, facing forward, but as you guys can tell, I don't exactly have the space for it. Which means, unfortunately, box sets like this that are slightly odd shaped have to go on their side. But one day I will hopefully have a movie room completely dedicated to my entire collection, and I can have things front and forward, especially as there are some extremely beautiful sets, such as the Psycho limited edition set, which has, of course, Norman Bates on the front there with the shower curtain effect. This set is something, again, I'd ideally want front facing rather than just the spine. But nevertheless, I'm happy just to own the set, and it still looks very nice up there. It's a nice, strong red color, especially next to Sartana up there as well. Now, that is another point I do also want to bring up, guys. When it comes to space, that is a big problem for myself. I think eventually some of these box sets, they are going to have to move down onto the shelves themselves, which means all of this will have to move down as well. But as you can see, without spoiling too much else the rest of my collection, I do collect other titles as well. It's not just an Arrow Video collection. So unfortunately, that is just going to have to be a problem we face when the time comes. There are already some box sets I'm sure that are going to be coming out this year, such as Enter the Video Store 2, that has already been teased over on Arrow's Instagram. So when that set comes out, I'm not too sure where I'm going to put it. I'm probably going to have to move one or two of these sets down onto the main shelves, which will kind of affect the aesthetic of my collection, because I'm about to show you what I put after the box sets themselves. So moving on from the top of the shelf itself, we're now moving down to the limited editions. So as I showed before with Conan there, I have my limited editions scattered across here, down to here, where it then moves on to my steelbooks, which I only have the 4 for now from Arrow, into my slipcase editions there, which then blend into the standard Amarais as well, which I scatter all the way across until you get onto my next boutique label. This is just personally how I like to structure my collection. I personally like going from box sets into limited editions, into then steelbooks, into then slipcases, into then standard Amarais. In my brain, that works in a way where it's going in almost like rarity order, where you're going from a big box set to a slightly smaller box set to then a steelbook to then a slipcase to then an Amarais. In my head, that just makes sense. But this is the beauty of collecting. There is no right or wrong, and especially with a label like Arrow Video, where the spines aren't numbered, you know, so it's completely up to you how you want to do it. Some ways I would also recommend maybe you structure your collection specifically if you have specific tastes, and that would be by genre. So you could have just a Hong Kong cinema section, a horror section, and even then within those theme sections, you could break it down into other categories. Like you've got your horror section, but within the horror, you've got monsters. Then after monsters, you've got slashers, and then you could go by director. There's just so many options. It's absolutely endless. And that's what I love about collecting. It's not just about the physical media that you're holding and that you own. It's also how you display it. Displaying it is also a representation of you as a collector. It also shows the kind of collector you are, because when you can look at a shelf, you can just kind of get a gist of the type of person that they are based on their film taste, maybe a director of choice. Like you might look at a collection and be like, there's a lot of Romero in there, there's a lot of John Carpenter in there, there's a lot of Alien films in there. You can just kind of get the vibe of a collector, maybe the other things they collect based on how their shelves are displayed, maybe the things they collect the most. And I think whatever you're into should be the standout point on your shelf. Now, as I've already stated, and from what you've seen in maybe a few other videos of mine, I don't just collect Arrow Video. I think some people, based on a big chunk of my collection, especially the visual part on camera being Arrow Video, people think that's all I collect. But I don't. I'm just an all-round movie collector. I collect other boutique labels. I collect Second Sight, 88 Films, Criterion, Eureka. I collect steelbooks, 4Ks. I collect so much, but because I am particularly passionate about Arrow Video, and it's probably my preferred label out of everything available on the market, that is therefore the one I prioritize the most. And my version of priority is literally starting at the top and making it the forefront of my collection, especially when it comes to what you see on camera, because if I'm not as passionate, say, about regular Arrow Blu-rays, I don't want to put those eye level, you know, like when I'm observing my collection, picking what to watch or what I want to be viewed on camera, I'm not going to prioritize just putting the generic blue plastic cases at, you know, eyesight level. I want to put what I'm most proud of, you know, the collection I've curated to be the best version it is. I want that to be the first thing that catches the eye, not only for an audience perspective and for the content I'm making, but also from my own perspective when it comes to picking a movie to watch. I'm more likely to pick up an Arrow Video title than I am probably something else. Moving back over to the actual collection itself, within their own sections, for example, these are the limited editions, these are the steelbooks, these are the slips, these are the Amarais. How I order them within their own categories, actually alphabetically. So as you can see here, Barbarella, Blood and Black Glaze, and then it goes to the C's, the D's, so on and so forth. The only time I might break this theme is when I've done it by a specific collection within the collection. So for example, up here, we have Dario Argento's collection, which these I've put in the order in which he made them. So this was the first one, the bird with the crystal plumage as well, and then the cat o' nine tails, deep red, tenebrae, and then phenomena as well. And then over here, you've got his later films, which is Demons 1 and 2 on 4K. Now, if we move slightly over, we've got the Dollars trilogy. Again, technically, these aren't alphabetical. I've put them in the order that they were made. And not only that, the spine also completes a picture there, where you've got the good, you've got the bad, and you've got the ugly. I mean, just look at these three. If you guys own all three of these, let me know down below. Super hard sets to get, very out of print, but if you do own them all, please do them justice and display them on the shelf. They are just stunning. Now, this isn't a permanent solution or fix in my collection. I'm definitely sure over time, like I mentioned, for other reasons, due to space run out along the top of the shelf, I might have to adjust how the collection looks. One way I am actually potentially thinking of is almost color coding the Blu-rays. I think that could look quite cool, having your black spines and then the reds and then the yellows. But then again, you could be mixing up genres there. It kind of depends how OCD you are, because when it comes to me, especially when it comes to Arrow, I like everything to be in a specific order for a specific reason. I personally, when I view my collection, like to know where things are. So if I want to watch something which I know isn't a limited edition, I know to instantly go to my Amarais at the bottom here. But if there's a particular favourite of mine that I know I own the box set of, so if I wanted to watch, I want to watch one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films, I know to look at the very top. I'm not getting lost within my own collection, which I feel like a lot of collectors can do. They have so much in their collection. It's organised, but not organised to the point they know exactly where something is. I just find it handy to know that. And not only that as well, I also find if Arrow bring out a 4K upgrade to a certain film, so for example, I never actually ended up getting it, but I never got the limited edition version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I do, however, have the standard Amarais for it. So in the event that I ever upgrade it, and I want to sell the old editions, I don't need it anymore, I can just look at my standard Amarais and be like, let's take that one off the shelf so I know it doesn't need to be there anymore. Another way of potentially organising your collection as well is organising by Blu-ray versus 4K. Or for some of you very old school collectors out there who collected Arrow from the very beginning, they actually used to put out some DVDs, and some of those DVDs you can't get on Blu-ray or 4K. I personally don't have any of those, but I would definitely like them. So if you do have any for sale or anything, or you know of any on eBay, please let me know down below or message me over on Instagram. I'd love to know, because I am trying to almost master an old school Arrow video collection. So just as one more overview, guys, of the collection, one of these days I will be doing an absolute full Arrow video collection on the channel. If that is something you guys really want to see, make sure you smash the like button. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll make sure I make that video as soon as possible. I believe we can do it, guys. I know these videos are the types that lots of people like watching. So if you are very keen to see my entire Arrow video collection, going into a little bit of detail about each and every one of these Blu-rays, please let me know down below and smash this video with likes. And that brings us to the end of this video, guys. Make sure you let me know down below, how is it you organise your Arrow video collection? Do you go by genre? Do you go by the type of set it is? Let me know, I'm always curious. I remember before I started this channel, I would often look up videos on how people organise their collections and what kind of specialities they had, or did they collect more of this version than the other version. I always get curious about those kind of things, so share down below exactly how you guys do it. I'm always keen to see collections, so if you want to send me a picture over my Instagram, I'll have that linked below as well. And as well, guys, let me know down below as well your thoughts on the collection. Do you think I should do more collection deep dives? Do you want to see more shelf tours? Again, any feedback is good feedback. Let me know down below. And while you're at it, if you make sure you can like the video as well, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications too, so you never miss a video from me, and I'll catch you in the next one.